Hi guys, my name is Shiels down here at Quest Golf Studio in Lytham, and we're going to test a new Nike Vapor Fly Pro iron. So a new iron to the Vapor family. I've just done the Fly version, which is the ultimate forgiving one. Quite a cool looking club. Go and check out the review already on my channel. Now we're going to move over to the Vapor Fly Pro. So this is, like I said, a brand new addition to the already current Vapor range. So last year Vapor brought out, or Nike brought out, the Vapor Pros, which were the super bladed ones, the Pro Combos, which was the progressive blade from cavity down to blade, and then they brought out the Vapor Speed, which was big and forgiving, mega easy to hit, big and forgiving. But they kind of felt like they maybe needed a fourth club in there, because after the big forgiving one and the Pro Combo, there was nothing that sat in between, and that's where this has been introduced. Now, instead of sticking with the same kind of look of the Vapor, they've completely changed the look. They've gone for this new Fly look, which is very blue, very dark, very black, very cool looking. Not as overly garish maybe as the Vapor Fly, so not as whoa in your face, because there's no vault on this. They've gone for black, really dark black, nice dark black, and the blue. The blue swoosh and the blue framing around the resin back here, which now makes it a little bit more accessible to maybe a wider audience. They don't look as young and as hip and as cool. They look a little bit more classic, with signs of youth and the idea that they want to keep, the game of golf growing and enticing young golfers. Brilliant, but I think this has got a really good look that a lot more golfers will appeal to. So, I've got this in 7-iron, 5-iron, pitching wedge. Now, if you've seen the Vapor Fly review, I'm going to hit a lot more shots in this. I'm going to hit 30 shots. Not right now on camera. I'm going to hit 30 shots using GC2 and HMT and showing you how it performs on the 10 best, the 10 middle shot, and the 10 worst shot. So see how it actually performs across the board after hitting 30 shots. I've got this in the True Temper XP95, just a standard stiff flex shaft. I like the grip on this. It's a black grip this time with the little blue kind of trimmings. Now, the blue has taken inspiration a lot from the drivers. Now, they've brought out a new colour which is called Photo Blue. Now, I would possibly even say Photo Blue is a little bit lighter than the colour they've got on the back of this swoosh. I'm guessing it's the same kind of idea. This Fly Pro Fly Pro set have hollow heads from 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, I think 6. And then they go into this kind of half cavity from 7, 8, 9, and then go into even less of a cavity for pitching wedge and sand wedge, which makes sense. So it's still a progressive set. Looks awesome behind the ball. Slimmer than the Fly, with the black head, black grooves. It just looks the business. I quite like black-headed clubs. I think they look really, really funky. My only fear, as always with these black-headed clubs, is how they'll last, how they'll wear and tear. You love a new club and how it wears and tears, and I'd hate for anyone to get any scratches on these new clubs. Right, let's give them a hit. So I'm going to hit 30. Join me in a second once I've got all the numbers, and we'll see how it's performing on good, bad, and excellent golf shots. That was a nice start. I'll hit one more on camera, and then I'll see how it performs. I think loft on this is around 31 again, 31, 32 degrees. I'm trying to look at the specs before and I couldn't find any loft numbers, so if I find them, I'll put them in the description below. But I think it's about 31, 32 degrees. Okay, join me a sec. We'll see how all 30 of them have matched up. Right guys, all the shots have been recorded and verified, and you know what? I really enjoyed hitting them. I did. I really enjoyed hitting those 30 shots with the 7-iron. I've hit a few shots with the 5 and the pitching wedge as well. Just got a lot of pleasure at the feel and the looks and the way they performed. yeah, you know what, I like them a lot. Slightly less offset than the Vapor Fly. I'm trying to think of the words then. Vapor Fly, so that I wasn't finding the shots going too far left. Similar lofts, so I've not seen too much difference in distance. So the only thing that we can really measure is how good the dispersion front to back was this time, because it is a smaller head. It's not as much of a full hollow cavity as the Vapor Fly was with the 7-iron. So, on average, after all 30 shots being hit, I averaged at 173 yards carry. For a 7, that's okay. That's about where it needs to be for me. For a 7 is about perfect. Ball speed 123 miles per hour. Club head speed averaging at about 92, I believe. Peak height, a yard less on average, 32. But, you know, not much at all. So, let's have a look at some of the figures. They're all the 30 shots there up on screen of the actual flights. Like I say, it's a few less to the left because of the lesser offset on this club. I just really enjoyed hitting them. I got a real nice sense when I was striking them. They felt good, they sounded good, they looked the part. Not as white belt, white trousers kind of look to them. I can just about pull them off. In fact, they go pretty well with my outfit I've got on at the moment, the black and the blue. Funny story about that. We were originally going to paint the studio black and blue, but I said to Pete, black and blue don't go. How wrong was I? Right, let's have a look at the results. So let's see the average 10 first. There's no surprise, it's pretty much the average distance. There's 173 yards on average carry distance of the 10 average shots out of the 30. Much would read into it, not really. Decent strike locations. Club head speed 94 on average with those. Anywhere there and thereabouts, I was finding it carrying near to 172 yards on average. Let's have a look at the best 10. So the best 10 were actually averaging at 178 yards, which again isn't overly over and above the average. So I like that. The longest shot was 184. It's a tiny bit left, so maybe it was a tiny bit of a pull. 184 miles per hour. Ball speed popped up to 125. Peak height was huge. And I found that with these. I found they were very easy to hit, and I was still looking up in the air quite a long way. It felt visually the ball flight was much higher for me. There and thereabouts, like I say, the middle strikes were all, the long ones were all absolutely in the middle. Good ball speed, good club head speed, very, very impressive. Right, nitty gritty. Let's get to the worst 10. Okay, because this is where they earn the crust, I think. The worst 10. How forgiving are these golf clubs if not hitting the middle? They're the strikes on the screen. So scattered, heel, toe, high, low, which is what we want to see. Over 30 shots. I'm going to see those shots, which is great. And that's why I'm going to hit more shots moving forward. 30 shots, maybe even up it. Depends how much time I get. But I think 30 shots gives us a good insight. It averaged carry distance 168 yards on the 10 worst shots when I didn't hit the middle, 168, which is 5 yards less than average, which again, it's not crazy short. If you didn't hit it and it went 5 yards short of average, we can take that. And if you absolutely smash it, it's going to go 5 yards over average. We can take that because that's giving us control. That's giving us some depth control whether we're going to hit it too far, too short. Performed really well on off-centered hit still. I find that a good thing. The ball speed dropped naturally because I didn't hit the middle as often, and the height dropped 2 or 3 yards actually, quite surprisingly. Hit them relatively straight when I hit them poorly, just off, like I say, more, for me it's bottom to top centerness than side to side centerness. But you know what? Pretty impressed with those numbers when I see them there on chart. Pretty impressed from the front to back, and the best shots were not overly big and the worst shots were good, and the average is healthy. Hit some 5-irons as well. I struggled more with this 5-iron than I did with the Vapor Fly. The Vapor Fly Pro for me was a slightly harder long iron to hit. Not quite as much forgiveness. Not as much of a hollow head with the 5-iron with the Vapor Fly Pro. So it actually averaged at 199 carry, but some of them were really just a bit horrible. Yeah, they still did all right, but they just didn't feel as good. Pitching wedge was a fly machine, 146 average, and lovely to hit. has a real nice look behind it, no offset at all, and just has a real good, healthy look behind it. So, for me, the Vaporfly Pro is a welcome addition to the Vapor range because they had the Pros, bladed, not easy to hit. Then the Pro Combos, which is that bladed going into cavity, yes, brilliant. For your 10 handicapper wanting to get down to single figures, awesome. Then you had your Speed, which for, let's say, a 14, 15 handicapper, you kind of stuck in the middle. And I know some, even a client of mine, actually had Vapor Speeds in the long irons, moving into combos, moving into pros. Well, kind of that's how it works anyway. So I think the Vaporfly Pro, I'm trying to get all my words, Vaporfly Pro are a welcome addition. I think they've gone still quite young looking, but not overly kiddish looking like the Vaporflies. I think they've gone quite classic, black finish, blue tick, blue swoosh, resin back to give that lightweight, to bring the weight down. You know what, a good looking club, and a club that your middle to slightly lower handicapper will play with, and will still look pretty smart in the bag for an elderly gentleman, which is great. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. We've got the drivers coming up next. Just can't wait to hit. Stay tuned, lots to come. Do subscribe, do comment down below. Hopefully you've enjoyed the little different way that I'm reviewing clubs, more shots being hit, and I'm going to keep advancing it to help you guys make the best choices when you're buying equipment. Thanks for watching, comment down below, and which ones do you prefer, the Vaporflies or the Vaporfly Pros? See you next time. Thanks very much for watching.